All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is John Aldag, and this is another in our series of behind-the-scenes shots on what it takes to be a candidate in a federal election. The learning lessons continue for me, and today we're going to focus on filing a nomination paper. What's that, you may ask? Well, you don't get on the ballot unless you file this lovely package with the Elections Canada officer in the local riding. So we've been working on this for actually a couple of weeks now. Let's try that again. We've been working for a couple of weeks now, and I'm just going to walk you through. The information is all available on the website of Elections Canada, so anybody wanting to be a candidate can go, and there's a package there. And so what we've done is printed it off. You can see it's the handy nomination papers of a candidate at a federal general election or a by-election. And so that's just the package you're looking for, and just walk you through what we've had to do. We did meet with our chief electoral officer for the riding, and he has directed us on some items can be filled out in advance and some of them need to be done in front of him. And so we've scheduled an appointment for tomorrow. We'll be going into the Elections Canada office in the riding of Cloverdale, Langley City at 3 tomorrow afternoon, and we'll be submitting this package at that point. So the components of the package, we have some information on the candidate, that's me. Every candidate has to have an official agent, and so mine is named on this form, and every candidate has to have an auditor who makes sure that all of the financial rules of the Elections Canada Act are being followed. And so my auditor's details are also on this form, so that is one that can be pre-filled. We have a consent to nomination and designation of official agent and auditor, and so that form is ready to go. We have a official agent. My official agent has already filled in that paperwork, so she won't need to go with me to the Elections Canada office. We can take that one in as a signed document. Oath of witness to consent of candidates, so I actually need to provide my consent, and somebody will have to be there to witness the signature. So I can't go in on my own. I'll have to have somebody accompany me tomorrow, and the plan is to take my campaign manager with me, and he will be part of the submission of the packaging, or the submission of the package. An important thing to learn is you have to also pay some money to do this. Now it's a refundable check or deposit that's made, and what Elections Canada is after is they want to make sure that people will go through the process, and if they put you on the ballot, there are requirements after Election Day. And so every candidate needs to give a $1,000 check, and that's made out to the Receiver General for Canada. And at a certain point, there's deadlines that need to be met, and once all the deadlines are made, the deposit comes back. And so that's a very important part, and this form will be completed tomorrow along with a check to that person we all know and love, the Receiver General for Canada, and that's that part of the process. The Elections Canada officer will also fill in this form. This is one that I'm really waiting to get, and once all of their duties met, when they've gone through the paperwork, then they will actually be giving their acceptance or refusal, a decision on that to say whether anybody filing their papers is accepted or refused. And so that's the intent, to get it in tomorrow so they can start working on the information. And I'm hoping that it won't take too long before I get this back. Then I will know that I'm an official candidate and that I will be on the ballot on October 19th. A few other pieces of documentation. Anybody running under a party system has to have a letter, and it's a letter of certification from their party actually saying that the leader has endorsed the candidate. And so this one is from my leader, Justin Trudeau, and I'm very excited to have that one that allows me to run under the Liberal banner for the upcoming election. We also have a letter from the official auditor for the campaign, and as I said, there's a form on that. This is a piece that's required to go with the official official auditor for the campaign. The very last one is that in order to run, each candidate has to have 100 signatures of eligible voters who are on the Elections Canada list from the riding that they're going to run in. And so we've been out, I've been out with the team over the last couple of weeks and collecting signatures. And there's a form that we collect this on. Anybody wanting to put in their support a candidate in this part of the process needs to give their name, their address, and a signature. So it's pretty straightforward. And then that information has to be witnessed. And so we have gone out and collected just over 100 signatures. As I said, different ridings have different number of nomination signatures that are required. For our riding, it was 100 signatures. We got a few extra because if somebody is ineligible to do this, if they're not on the Elections Canada list, they will be taken off of our list. And so we want to have a few extras just to make sure that we reach that 100 threshold. What I find really interesting is that pretty much every one of these signatures represent at least a 15-minute conversation. Some are family and friends and neighbors and other people I've known in the community, but everybody has an interest or a concern or a hope for the country that they'd like to share. And that was another really amazing part of this process, is getting out and talking to people as I was getting them to help me meet this filing requirement of the Elections Canada Act. So tomorrow we're going to pick it up, and we'll go over to the Elections Canada office, where we'll be meeting with the head person for Elections Canada and the riding. We will be submitting the package. I don't know if we can be filmed, so that's to be determined tomorrow. And we'll hopefully get that done and get our paperwork back soon. Thanks.